Sri Lanka, also known as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean, rich in tropical jungles that are teeming with wildlife. Populated with spectacular tea plantations, paddy fields, and coconut plantations, occupies ancient mystical cities and beautiful temples. Has a spectacular history that dates to more than 30,000 years, where it was first inhabited. Sri Lanka came under the rule of many different heroic kings, and the primary religion back then was Buddhism, which was introduced in the 3rd century BC.
This short video focuses on the architectural changes that the Western colonies brought by. This was the traditional look, where hay and coconut leaves were the preferences for the roof, and walls were made of wattle and duck. Often a dried buffalo skin was fixed above the roof of the building for air cooling. The door jambs were not more than just weaved coconut leaves. Basically, the building was designed to satisfy the basic human needs and having a living environment.
Even though the majority of the traditional Sri Lankan architecture in houses were a bit less luxurious and simple, the remains of the ancient temples, palaces, and gardens around the country are proof of which have been much advanced and complicated architectural awareness. Palaces had cleverly built up stairs that were supported by native stone carvings, moonstones, and carved railings. They had their own door jambs that had unique pillar styles, cooling systems, and also drainage systems that were unique to Sri Lanka as well. These were proper and well-established buildings, complete with gardens, water sprouts, proper doorways, and outer walls, and some of these are in working condition even in today. After the 16th century, Sri Lanka was beginning to be colonized by Portuguese, Dutch, and the British. Which in turn brought many different changes, not only in the living style and fashions that can be seen today, but also in the architectural phenomenon that changed the traditional looks in Sri Lankan buildings.
This is a Dutch building that shows their native architecture. The features of Dutch architecture are that the building has 2 or 3 stories and the gable roof adds a better appearance, the Palladium-style windows, the structure or brick-built walls.
After the colonial period, the architecture became vast and complicated. The houses seen these days have a gable roof which was a complete copy of the roof that can be seen in Dutch buildings. The huge pillars in the porch came from the British, which was passed by the Dutch influence. Even the staircase railings that you see in Western architectural model. The wall and the wooden carvings that are seen in buildings are also the Dutch invention that were later practiced and constantly used in ornamental purposes. Over the past few years, Western architecture has overcome the traditional Sri Lankan architecture. This has not actually done any bad. In fact, it has improved the living style, but on the other hand, the better features of traditional Sri Lankan architecture have been overpowered.
Many might debate that the Western influence has brought nothing but the worst. This might be true, but it has always helped in the architectural aspects of things, although it would be preferable if the better of the two architectural variations combine together.